You guys know what it is. It's Coach Colin. I'm wearing this shirt again. I love this shirt. I gotta buy more white shirts because white is my color. I'm just looking at myself. My bad. You guys know what this podcast is. It's a men's podcast for people who feel like they have not reached their true potential in life. They know that there's something inside of them. There's more inside of them, and they want that more to come out, and they don't quite have the tools to get there. I am a leadership coach, culture consultant, and habit expert. I am taking that stance. I am an expert at this habit stuff. I do not play games. So that's the core of my work that I do with people. It's your habits. What do you do every day? So I wanted to talk today about, how do you start a habit and stick to it? So I'm going to give you one thing to do when it comes to starting a habit and sticking to it. I talked about it in my other series that I had, the Open Brother Project, and it's starting small. James Clear actually calls it the 2-minute rule. I'm not sure if he coined that or if some other habit specialist did, but that's what we're talking about right now. And basically, when it comes to the 2-minute rule, here's what you're going to do. A great example from the book Atomic Habits is, and honestly from my own life, I didn't actually do this as the only sole habit, but I did notice it to be very true. Now, I run about 20 miles a week. Before I was running 20 miles a week, I would run 2 miles a week, right? It built up over time. But the hardest thing I always noticed was getting my shoes on. Because if I got my shoes on, I became committed, and then I had to go outside, and I would think of the sweat and the hard and everything. So the getting the shoes on became the hardest part. Here's what you do in the 2-minute rule, how to start a habit and stick to it. This is what you do. You start very, 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 very small. Very small, obscenely small, silly small, just so small that you're just like, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Why am I doing this? In the case of running, it would be this. You put on your shoes, turn that off. You put on your shoes, and then you take them off. Yep. You put on your clothes that you're going to run in, put them all on, and then, let me turn this up a little bit. And then you simply take them off. That's it. You put on your clothes, you get your running shoes, you tie them on, you go, okay, you feel around your feet, you move and then you take them off. And you do that every day. Now, I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but here's what I would ask you if it does seem ridiculous. Why does it seem ridiculous? Because it's so small. So if I say, let's say you and I are working together and I'm giving you this task to do, what are you going to do when you put on your shoes? All you have to do is put them on and take them off. You just have to get dressed, put them on, take them off. That's all you have to do. What would you more than likely end up doing? Let's say I kept you really strict to doing this for 1 week, 7 days. What would you end up doing? Let's say day 8. Day 8, I say, you can do whatever you want. But all I want is for you to put them on and you can take them off after, whenever you want. You can get dressed and take the shoes off, like put them on and take them off whenever you see fit. What would you end up doing? You'd probably be like, this is dumb, and my goal's to run, so I'm going to go outside and I'm going to run. You would naturally start moving towards the bigger goal. You understand? Another example would be like another thing that I did with a client. He had trouble working out. He thought working out was something, he just thought there'd be detrimental results if he worked out. He thought something would happen. So I gave him the thing of just do 3 push-ups. Just do 3 push-ups for me every day. Right? Yeah. Go ahead and do that. And then at the end of the week, when I talked to him again, we followed up. I said, okay, have you been doing your push-ups? And he goes, yeah. And I go, well, how many did you do? It's 3 a day for 7 days. I'm terrible at math. How many is that? Help me out. 21? It's 21, right? I'm like, you should have done 21 push-ups. Did you hit it? He goes, no, I did 70. I didn't ask him to do 70. I asked him to do 3. I asked him to do 21 altogether throughout the week. What happened? He just felt silly just doing 7. And he even felt silly just doing 10 and calling that a workout. But he did it. But what happened was when I asked him this question. I said, did you work out every day from the perimeters that we've given that your workout was, that we set up? And he said, yes. I said, so you worked out every day? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So now you know, you can be confident in saying you work out every day. Now you know, your mind knows that you have the ability to work out every single day. The person who puts on their shoes, you could look at that person and say, do you get dressed and get ready to go run every day? And they'll be like, yeah, I do. They're not quite doing the running, but they do have the confidence to say, I put my clothes on and I put those shoes on. And that's a big thing. Now, when we talk about what the 2-minute rule is, it's basically you take the biggest habit, my goal is to run a marathon. So what's the smallest thing I can do? It's the shoes. But if you know me, I've done my Spartan race. I've been running 20 miles a week. I've been getting it in terms of like training in that way. So what's the smallest thing I can do now towards training for a marathon? It would just be running a mile a day, maybe 5 miles a day. It's not running a marathon a day. Marathon's the big goal. I'm not going to make it the big goal. But I'm moving past what I was saying. Basically, we take the big goal that you have, we break it down into something that takes 2 minutes. That's it. So if you have this goal of, let's just break it down in time. If you have this goal of running for 20 minutes a day, we just make you run 2 minutes a day. It's the 2-minute rule. We make it so small, but still on the path to that bigger goal that you can't help but get it done because it just takes 2 minutes. That's it. It just takes 2 minutes. It's like right now, if somebody was like, let's say I had trouble podcasting. I had trouble getting in front of the camera and doing this. And somebody was just like, listen, all I want you to do is make 2-minute podcasts. Just get in front of the camera, say hello, whatever. Timer goes off after 2 minutes. You're out. You're done. Can you do that? Yes. That's the thing. We want to make you stepping towards your goal, your bigger goal, a bunch of yeses. So it's like, can you put on your shoes? Yes. Can you put on your shoes and walk for 200 meters? Yes. Can you put on your shoes, walk for 200 meters, and then run for 100 meters? Yes. Can you put on your shoes, run 200 meters, walk 100 meters, and then run 200 meters again? Yes. You see what I mean? The goal grows, right? But we start at this very, very small place. Like I promise you, the best analogy, they're like seeds. Doing the thing that just takes 2 minutes that's so small, it's like planting a seed for your habits. It's just like planting a seed. When I first started doing video, I started doing vlogs. Vlogs were like not even 10 minutes. They were like 4 minutes. You can scroll down to the bottom of this channel. It's vlogs. I'm doing vlogs. It was just something very small, very basic, barely any editing, just jump cuts. Done. But that habit grew into me starting a video production business. And then I started working with clients. And then I started making money. But it all started with a vlog. And even if I go past the vlog, the first video I made was me just doing stand-up comedy in front of no one. No one. I was just in my mom's basement, just set up 2 cameras and just did a little bit that I wanted to do on stage that I never did because it was, I'm not even going to talk about it. You'll never see it. You'll never see it. But it started with that. It was so small. It was so small. And it was a seed. And every time I planted the seed the first time I did it, and every time I did something small like that, I was watering it. And then when the vlogs came, it was like I was adding fertilizer and I was still watering. And then when the video production came, it's like I was harvesting. It was a grow op. It's a grow op, everything was growing. It's like I had a whole greenhouse thing going on. And then what happened? I ended up making documentaries. Then what happened? I ended up doing long form podcasts. Then what happened? I started getting into coaching years later. And then all of a sudden, when somebody's like, you should have a coaching podcast, I was like, no problem. Easy. Right? All of this spawned, like, think about like this podcast that you're watching, that you may like listening to, that you may like seeing every week. It started because I just did this very small thing at the beginning. Very small 2-minute video, crappy video, terrible video. But it just started with that. That was the seed. So when it comes to a habit, let's break down the 2-minute rule again. You take a big goal and you break it down until into its 2-minute version of itself. Boom. That's it. Just a 2-minute version of the goal that you're trying to set out to achieve. That you're setting out to achieve. English? That's English? Good. That's all the 2-minute rule is. If you do that, it will be enormously easier for you to stick to this habit, because it will be so small and so ridiculous that you would just think of there's no way you can't do it. There's no way you can't do it. It's so small. You're making it foolproof. Is it foolproof or foolproof? I don't do English. Okay? I'm not good at it. Not today, at least. But that's the 2-minute rule. If you need help with this, you already know I have a link in the description. It's to my Calendly. You can schedule a call with me, okay? And we can talk about what your challenges are and where you see yourself in the next 5 years, 2 years, 1 month, the ideal version of yourself. And I can help you get there through my coaching, through my leadership coaching, through my habit formation coaching. And from there, we will make you into an amazing version of yourself. I don't even know how else to put it. You're going to transform. I put a disclaimer out. I'm not liable for all the energy and focus that you're going to have after our sessions together. I'm not liable for that. Use your energy and your focus at your own risk. Besides that, you know what the Instagram is. It is I am Coach Colin. The Calendly link is in there. Click it. If you really want to change something in yourself, click that link, set up a call, and we can talk about it. And I'm positive that I can get you there. Other than that, the email is Coach Colin at Coach Colin 3 at gmail.com. Am I having a stroke? Am I having a stroke right now? I'm kidding. God forbid. God forbid. But that's it. That's the episode for today. Trying to keep them very short and digestible for people. I hope you did something with this 2-minute rule. I'm out. Coach Colin. Peace.